So I am doing the Temple of Heaven in Beijing. This is like the processional way, Tian Tian. And I have a 1 point right here in the middle. And these lines are going to go back to that 1 point. So let me move them. And they get wider as they come out. Then I'll just erase where they overlap the pot. I have a cylinder pot with a round oval at the top to make it look like a cylinder. And same with a smaller one. This one's smaller because it goes back. Things get smaller as they go back. And I'm just gonna erase the part that goes to the vanishing point, because I don't want to see the vanishing point now until I finish drawing my lines. Let's see. This one goes to the 1 point there. Jump over my planter. Then same thing with the walkway. There's some people in the walkway. Try to make my lines a little darker so you can see, but I don't want them to be that dark when I'm painting, so I'll erase them a little bit. And this one goes back to the horizon line. They get wider as they come out. And the separators where they meet are far away, back here, but they get closer together as they go back. And then I have a family going to see the temple. So I'll just outline their body shapes. I won't put that many details because they're far away. I would love to go here someday. I bet some of you have been here. You can do a 1 point perspective with anything. Could be from your culture. It could be a place that you love to visit. And some place you went on vacation. Could be a city. Now even the trees go back to the vanishing point. So the top of my bushes here and the pots, the bottom of the pots go back to the vanishing point. The top of the pots go back to the vanishing point. So I made my plants tall right here and then smaller So even the top of the plant points to the vanishing point. And up here you can put more details. I can put more details because it's closer. And this one, it's very symmetrical, this building. The architects were very interested in making things symmetrical. So I have bigger things in the foreground, and they get smaller as they go back. Things overlapping to show depth. And details in the foreground, showing they're closer. This part's three-dimensional. You can see the inside of this archway, but this side you can't see. It's on the right side. And I'll put some details. With the circles. If you can't see very well, you could also blow up the video, make it bigger, and you'll be able to see more details. There should be a little square like at the bottom right where you can make the video bigger. So I want to jump over my plant and I'm drawing the archway. And circles over here for the details. Then when you're ready to, everything is all drawn on there, you can begin to paint. So remember that your bright colors are going to be more in the foreground, and your duller, lighter colors will be more in the background. So I used my ruler to do my 1-point perspective. And if you need your ruler for the building, if you're doing a building, you can use your ruler for that too. When you do bricks, you make your horizontal lines. And then, oops, that one's kind of far away. Then put these lines here, but in between the bricks, put another line, like in between these. Because if you put your line right over top of these, all the bricks fall apart. So you have to put one brick on top of the seam where two bricks meet. So when you make your lines for your bricks, you put them in between the next lines. So your bricks will stay in place. If you look at Laurel Mountain bricks, you'll notice that they're not like right on top of each other. Okay. So I am ready to paint. Oops. So when you paint, you want to paint the background first. So I'm going to start with a light background and get all the little eraser marks off and paint a little bit of water on the background. Not too much, because I don't want it to go into the other parts of my drawing. So I'm going to use watercolor and the light blue color. Got it a little too watery. So you can spread the water out if you get it too watery. Remember, with watercolors, you can't paint everything at once. If I paint my building right next to the sky, the blue is going to blend with the building. So I want to wait or paint another part of my building that's not touching something wet first. Because if I paint my building the orange color, it's going to blend with the blue and turn kind of a brownish into the sky. So I'll wait. Have a very light blue sky. And then when you're doing a detail, use a smaller brush. If you have a smaller brush than the one that you have for bigger spaces. So smaller spaces, use smaller brushes. Okay, I'm going to paint the front of my building now. Oh, maybe I'll do the sky actually in the background first. And get my ground line in there. And all these things go back to the vanishing point also. can erase your extra pencil lines too, which I forgot to do up there. Okay, so that's far away, that very light blue. Now I'm going to get the orangish brownish color of the building. Let's see what this color looks like. I need it to be even darker than this. So I may add some red and orange to it. I mean red and brown to it. Yeah, that's more like it. So use the tip of your brush as you go around. And I want this building to be really bright. So do you think I would use more water or more paint? If you said more paint, you're right. Because if I use more water, it's going to look light, like that light blue background. This time I didn't add water to the building because I want it to be very bright color, not light. So I'm going to go over it a couple times to get it really bright. And you want to paint the whole front of the building before it dries so you don't get a line where the watercolor is dry. So I'm blending the orange and the brown to try to get a kind of amber color. I think I'm going to add some red to it also. See what happens. Yeah, this building needs red, orange, and brown for its color. Okay, so I'm going to show you when I finish painting how it's going to be brighter with things closer and lighter with things far away.